notified by Catholic Charities that they had this little 6-month-old boy that would fit in our family quite nicely. So the day we went to pick him up, they brought him in to show Paul and I, and they gave me a bottle to give to him. And as I was such an experienced mother, I sat back and started to give him the bottle. Well, he had other ideas, and he took his hands and he pushed that bottle. It went flying across the room to break in the corner. Was I embarrassed? A little bit. So when the lady came back, she gave me another bottle that was plastic and unbreakable, and that was a success.
So one time when we were living in Munich, we were living in a housing area, and Andy was learning to read. I think he was about 6 years old, and he went for a walk with my mom, and they walked past a dumpster that had some colorful language graffitied on it. And he said, "What's that say, Mommy?" And she said, "Never mind." And she kind of tried to hurry him past it. And he looked at it and stopped, and you could see him kind of sounding out the letters. And all of a sudden his face went, and he went running back to our house. My mom had to struggle to keep up with him. And he ran in the door, and I can't remember who was there to hear it, but he said, "Guess what was written on the dumpster?" And we all thought, oh no, what's he gonna say? "Bad F word, you."
This is a true story, but I believe it to be true. Andy was about 9 or 10 years old, and he came to Nancy very seriously and said, "I'm getting bigger. Can I use a swear word?" And she said, "Yeah, well, what kind of swear word were you thinking of?" He says, "About crap." Well, that's it. That's Andy, obeying the rules until told he could do something else. Hey, thank you.
As Andy had basically 5 parents, Paul and I and the 3 older brothers and sisters, he had to abide by the rules. And the rule was he did not cross the street without holding someone's hand. Well, this came to prove when he was staying with Aunt Jean one time. She had him out for a walk, and she came to the end of the street, and it was a dead end, so she just walked across the street. And she turned around, and Andy wasn't with her. So she said, "Andy, come on, come over here." He said, "No." She said, "Come on, you have to cross the street." "I'm not allowed to cross without a hand." And he would not move until she came across the street and got him, took him by the hand. So I thought that was pretty impressive.
this is Jamie Sue. My heart goes out to the family, friends of Andy. He's such a wonderful person. He's been there so many times when I was in need, as he was for many of us. But one of my fondest memories is he hated the Barbie song, but he would always sing it when he knew I needed cheering up. And it's just, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. It's fantastic, made of plastic. Especially when he would get to the part, come on Barbie, let's go party. I lost it every time, and we'd laugh so hard until we were crying. But that is definitely one of my fondest memories.
One of our memories about Andy occurred the first time we drove him to see Sarah in Bloomsburg. Prior to the trip, I spoke with Sarah and said we would have Andy to ourselves for about 9 hours. I could test him and know everything about him before we got there. I meant it as a joke, but she and Andy took it seriously. Thus I wrote a 111-question test. I asked both trivial and rather personal questions. One was, name your last 3 girlfriends and explain why they are your ex-girlfriends. What we really learned from his test was that Andy really loved Sarah because he was willing to put up with us. He answered all our questions, and the answers were wonderful. He blessed our lives.
So I'm sitting here at Epcot, which seems an extremely fitting place to say something about Andy. Seeing how the only other time I've been at Epcot or Disney is when Andy worked there, and Patty and the kids and I got to go down and see him. And Andy often liked to share stories of Disney, and my favorite one that he shared was telling some German people what to do, and they said in German to each other, we can ignore them, and didn't know that Andy spoke German. So, miss you, Andy. Love you. I'll enjoy my day at Epcot and think about you.
Hi, I just want to say that Andy is one of the best friends that I've ever had. He's always there with a smile. He always made me feel better when I was having a bad day. He's one of those rare and special friends that you never wanted, you always want to hold on to. He was always there for me. We've known each other for a long time, since freshman year in high school, and we've worked at Wendy's and Friendly's and Friggers together. We've played video games for hours growing up, late into the evening and early mornings. He even helped me learn or try to learn how to drive a stick shift. That didn't go out very well, but he was there to help me. I'll always think of him when playing any kind of card games or video games, or even there whenever I may need help with my computer, because he was always there to fix or to install or reinstall something on my computer. So he'll be missed. I just want to say that he's going to be missed.
From the moment we met Andy, we knew he and Sarah were meant for each other. And as Sarah's godmother, I was going to be very particular about who she chose to spend her life with. Andy's sense of humor and bright smile made him so easy to get to know, and he easily became part of the family. He was true to each and every one of his friends, and hearing about their get-togethers always made me smile. He supported his friends, was there for them, and he made them happy. But most of all, he did all those things and more for Sarah. We loved to have game nights with Andy and Sarah and Jane and Roy. Round after round was filled with laughter, and we always looked forward to the next. How we wished there had been more. It never occurs to us that life can be so fleeting and death so unexpected, but nonetheless it is true. But there is no doubt that Andy would want Sarah to remember his deep love for her that only continued to grow through the years, and his love will live on. Love, Aunt Angie and her sister Lisa.
Hi, I just wanted to start off by saying, number one, I'm wearing my kitty ears. Number two, while they look like beads, they're jingle bells, but it'll do. And number three, we're in Panera Bread, so I just figured this was appropriate for Andy. So, Andy, you were my first fiance. How did that joke even start? I don't remember. You were the first to take me to Panera, both literally and figuratively. Wink, wink. You were the king of trivia, and you could school me in anything Disney or music. You saw me during some of my worst / most embarrassing times, and have the picture proof. But most importantly, you were the first husband to marry into this gaggle of unruly girls. You opened your home to us many times, even though we could be quite the handful. You were an amazing husband, partner in crime, and best friend to one of my besties. You knew exactly how to make her happy and how to get under her skin. Life hasn't always been easy for the two of you. Between health complications, the loss of friends, the loss of your brother, and the loss of Charlie, but you were always Sarah's anchor. I know you and Chris are making an epic playlist up in heaven. I also know that you will be Charlie's guardian angel and make sure that he is happy and knows that he is loved. And I know that you will always be with Sarah, giving her little signs that you are there. Every once in a while, do something small just to agitate her a little. Mess with her Oreos or play the wrong Sarah song. I love you, fiance. and I'll always be a slave for you.
Hi, my name is Gary Paulus, and my favorite memory of Andy is one that's probably been told 100 times, is that when he worked down at Animal Kingdom at Disney World, he was working on one of the bridges, and this couple comes up and they put their child on the rail, and he tells them repeatedly to please take their child off, but they acted like they didn't hear him or understand him. So when he realized that they were speaking, that they knew German, he told him he told him in German, and they left immediately, not to be seen again.
That was so funny. One of my favorite memories is when we would wake up in the morning, and this happened more than once, I don't know how many times. We would come out of our bedroom and see a half dozen kids, including Andy and I think maybe Sarah, on the family room floor playing video games. And I just remember Andy's face. He would look so innocent, like, oh, what? So it was funny. We loved him. Bye-bye.
This is Melanie Harris. Andy, I would just love when you would join our girls' weekends that were at your house and add to the silliness and just join us and add appropriate sarcastic comments filtered in whenever it was appropriate. And you just made our time even more fun when you were there. So thanks for joining us and having fun with us.
Hi, I'm Molly, Andy's niece. I remember when I was really little, we decided to go to Disney World while Andy was doing the Disney College program there. And I was little, so there's not a whole lot I remember from that. But I remember Andy making me get on a kiddie roller coaster. And when I got done, I just remember looking at them and saying, that went tick, tick, tick down. And I was really scared. And to this day, I am terrified of roller coasters because of that.
My favorite memory of Andy is when playing on the PlayStation that he gave us.
Easton, what was your favorite thing about Andy?
Playing Nerf guns with him. My favorite thing about Andy is talking about all the Marvel videos.
Some of my favorite memories of Andy are playing euchre and being his partner over the last 15 years, and all the looks that I would give him as I watched Sarah pour the drinks behind him.
my name's Claire. I'm Andy's niece and goddaughter. The most recent memory I have of Andy is that I have a little snake named Cornelia, and he was so excited to meet her. And as soon as he got to our house, he was like, "Where's the snake? Where's the nope rope? Let me see her." And that's a theme that I think I saw a lot through Andy's life, was how much he loved animals and how much animals loved him back, even the creepy crawly ones like Cornelia. I have a lot of memories of Andy because he was always there for us. He showed up to everything. I can remember him being at my first communion, my confirmation, my high school graduation. Him and Sarah were always there for all of their nieces and nephews, and that his absence is going to be really noticed now. So.
So I guess I was the most affected when Andy was born because I was the baby, and so I had to, give him a hard time all the time. So in addition to convincing him that he was born at the zoo, that there was clearly no hospitals in Cincinnati, and that we lost his receipt when he was born so we couldn't return him, there was lots of things that we liked to harass him about. I especially liked the time when he went to order a pizza, and he ordered a pizza with large. That was never something he could never live down. We also used to ask him if he would eat all the morsels or dance into the fire, which drove him nuts. He also loved to watch commercials when we came back to the States, and if there was no TV to watch on Germany, he would watch just plain colored stripes. He was definitely unique, but he was my brother.
Hi, my name is Debbie and I work with Sarah, and I may or may not have problems sometimes fixing my own computer issues. So if that ever occurs, I call my own personal help desk, Sarah. And on the rare occasion that she is unable to help me, we call in the big guns, Andy. If he ever got annoyed or anything with my special or unique issues with my computer, he never let it show. Thanks, Andy.
Sitting here in my office, somewhere that Andy used to love to go into. We played video games together a lot in here. I have so many favorite memories of Andy. A lot of them are personal, so I'll keep those to myself. But my most favorite memory is when Andy got to hold my son Everett for the first time, and seeing the amount of love in his eyes for him was truly something that will live in my memories for the rest of my life. I know that he's up there watching over Everett. He's got an eye on Charlie, and I couldn't ask for a better guardian angel. We love you, Andy.
So it's hard to say one of my favorite memories of Andy. We've been through a lot together. So it could be from my karaoke buddy at Friendly's, or my bowling partner late nights after work, or or going to the bar together, or late night walks around Friendly's parking lot talking about girls and things. He's always been there for me. He's always had my back. And there's just too many memories to talk about.
So when our other brother, Chris, died a year and a half ago, Susie and Andy convinced me that we had to get sibling tattoos. So a few months ago, we all marched into a tattoo shop in Florida and we got matching tattoos of the Hudson pacemaker in honor of Chris. And Andy made a big joke about how all the tattoos on his left arm were his not farewell to arms, but his arm to farewells. And damn it, now I'm gonna have to have my own arm to farewell, Andy. You got the last laugh.